everybody, Ryan from Barn 3 here. We are in the Barn 3 shop in lovely Palmerton, Pennsylvania, and I'm here with my old pal Christian Colabelli. Christian is here today because we're going to be using him as our guinea pig for the first episode of the Ox U program. And it just happened to work out that although you already have a small fly rig that you use,
yes,
you said you wanted to sort of experiment with a couple different pedals, and we figured, why don't you come here? We'll get you some Ox pedals, and we'll make it happen for you. So let's start with what's on your main fly rig that you've been using for a while. What pedals do you have on there?
So again, same size board as what we're using today. Obviously, the heart of my tone is the Analog Man, King of Tone.
King of Tone, great pedal.
So dual drive pedal. Mm-hmm. You can fly one gain into another.
Right.
You get the nice crunch and then a soaring lead tone. I am utilizing an EP booster. Again, a boost is essential for what I'm trying to do. If I have to, push my signal over the top, if I'm trying to shine on a solo, I always have a boost.
You gotta go to 11. You need that.
Gotta go to 11. 11 and a half. And then I have like a Swiss Army digital pedal that does a lot of different effects.
Yep.
And I have a modulation style pedal as well.
All right.
So very simple, but I can do a lot with those pedals. And most importantly, I can carry it on an airplane.
Right.
Because I'm checking my dual guitar case.
Right. Which you got a sick guitar case. We'll put some B-roll in here. You got that awesome flight case that you got over there.
Yeah, the Enki over there is awesome.
Sick. Shout out to Enki. And then you're using... This is Temple, right?
This is Temple Audio, yep. This is, I've been using their boards for quite a while. This seems to be the perfect size, and with a little finagling, you can fit a lot on there.
Yeah. So on this setup today, you're actually going like kind of simple, really. You're doing...
Even more simple than the other board.
Yeah. You're doing of course, the Analog Man, which... We both love. And then this is kind of an interesting one. You and I actually worked on a video for this pedal years ago, the DoD Rubberneck. And then we'll just go here. And then you're going to try, you said you want to sort of experiment with the HX Stomp.
Right.
Because you were telling me that, obviously with all the different fly gains, you got tons of options in this one pedal. It's got amp and cab sim if you need to go direct or something.
Most importantly.
Yeah. So you got a lot of options built into this one pedal. But let's talk about the Rubberneck. Like what about this pedal do you think there's a million delay pedals we could choose from, right? So like what does this thing do that you kind of like or that like sings to you right now that you chose it for this pedal board?
Well, I put in a lot of time. As Ryan said, we did the demo video for this for Digitech, and just from experimenting with this pedal and playing with it a lot, I really love the character of the analog delay.
Right.
But it's got some really cool functions as well. If you plug in an aux switch on this, which previously I was always plugging in this Digitech FS3X, and I can tap into like a delay multiplier type thing where it will jump the delay tone.
That's the Rubberneck feature.
The Rubberneck feature,
right?
exactly. And then you can switch modulation on and off and also control tap tempo. But that's already a function on the pedal.
Right. So when you're using this one, this foot switch is the same as this foot switch.
Right. So it takes up a lot of space.
Right.
So
for that extra foot switch you don't need.
Yes, exactly. Right. And, I always love to have an analog delay for a lead tone or just on at all time. I turn it down in the mix because I think it adds a shimmer and sparkle and just a 3D character to my overall guitar tone. Yeah.
So I was thinking, I know a lot of the type, you play a ton of different stuff and we'll get into that in a minute here, but I was thinking like these two pedals are sort of very meat and potatoes for like what you generally, you need your overdrive, your gain, you need your delay, and then this is all just random stuff that you can throw at whatever you might need in a particular sort of setup.
There's just so much flexibility with the HX Stomp, and again, like some of these things that I was doing on my other board I can assign to this pedal, like for instance, the boost.
Right. Yeah.
So
totally.
I'm paring it down even more.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I like this setup. It's a nice, clean setup. And then it was great that you chose these because now we can add So we can put, this is, I mean, I think this is the perfect pairing. We can put the Aux-U standard onto the HX here, which we'll do in a minute here. And then we can put the Aux-U Mini onto the Rubberneck.
Perfect.
And it's going to work out great.
Right, so that, and then obviously you're getting 2 switches instead of that third switch.
So you save some space, a little smaller.
Right.
Well, quite a bit smaller actually, but yeah, it works great.
And they look cool.
They do. They look great.
Awesome
I think
graphic.
this board's going to look great once we get it set up.
Definitely.
So, cool.
I'm excited.
All right. Well, let's. Why don't we dive in and start cutting some Velcro, plug stuff in, get it all powered up, and we'll go through the programming of these pedals then.
Let's do it.
Cool. All right. All right. So I think what we'll do is we'll start by going ahead and getting the Aux-Us mounted to the pedals so that we can figure out where our layout's going to be and all that stuff. So why don't we both grab a pedal here? You want to work on the HX Stomp? I'll do the Rubberneck here.
Surely.
So what we're going to do is we'll start with the aux pedal and the plate. So grab your aux pedal, the plate. What you're going to do is on the side that has the logo, we're going to put the pedal on, right, on this side.
Okay.
And we're going to flip the whole thing upside down. Okay? And then we're going to see that there's holes in the bottom of the pedal. So you're going to line that up. And then start screwing your first screw in there. And then don't tighten it all the way down. Then start your second one. Then you can
wow, that's super cool. So you still have access to that switch there.
Yep.
Awesome. I feel like we're on a cooking show, Ryan.
Okay, so grab the HX Stomp and we're going to flip it upside down.
Okay.
And you're going to grab some of the dual lock here and just peel one side off.
Okay.
And just go around and put them in the 4 corners of the pedal of the HX Stomp itself. So while we're doing this, tell me what got you into music? How did you get started into music?
I started playing instruments really early in my life. I started on viola, I think.
Really?
No, piano.
Okay, yep.
Piano, like everyone else, never really, inspired me the way guitar did, obviously.
Right.
But then I went to viola, then trumpet, then sax.
Trumpet too.
Sax I played for like 9 years.
Oh, wow, nice.
So that really gave me a pretty good foundation for guitar. And then when I picked up a guitar at age 13, I never came out of my room. I still haven't come out of my room. Yeah. And that was, we had a really good music program in my high school in Milburn, New Jersey.
Right.
Some amazing players. Actually, one of the kids, Miguel Gandelman, actually played on the Tonight Show.
Oh, nice.
So
awesome.
Yeah, pretty sweet, man.
So the next thing we're gonna do, we're just gonna take the rest of this paper off here. So you picked up guitar at like 13, you said. 13. What was your first guitar?
My first guitar was a Yamaha acoustic. Okay. That was like, it was a cool guitar, man. Yeah. Like that was like when I took a few lessons at a local music shop, and then I think 6 months after I got my Les Paul II, which I still love to death and play today. It's from 1996, incredible guitar. It's been all around the world with me, and then once I got the electric, that was it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So then what you're going to do is then flip the pedal over, and what you want to do is you want to just sort of hover it over so you can get it centered, right? Get it centered and touch it right up to the Aux-U, like butt it right up against, get it centered.
You think that's center?
Yeah, I mean, close enough.
Okay.
And then obviously just push down then, once you get it kind of centered.
And the lines help this out a lot.
Yeah.
Super sick.
Nice.
Okay, cool, awesome, man.
So what we're going to do next is we're going to break away all the tabs.
Ooh, this seems fun.
So what you're going to do is put your tab on the edge of your table where you're going to break your first tab. So you have some leverage, right? Okay. And we're going to push down on it, and we're just going to take the pliers. We're going to sort of bend. It might be better to use these upside down, actually, and then they'll break off like that. Okay. Okay.
This is awesome. See, it's fun too. Your setup is actually fun for once.
There you go. No. Yeah, see, you'll feel it you'll feel it click, and then you can do the same
thing with this guy.
This one, this little one here. So then, what was your first band on guitar?
My god! I actually,
do you remember?
Yeah, I played in a bunch of bands in high school. Like we won Battle of the Bands when I was middle school actually. Okay. And then I played in this band called Blue Water East, which was like ridiculous in high school. Then I went to Berklee College of Music. which was an amazing time with just super inspirational people.
Yeah.
Actually, one of my guitar labs called the Eclectic Electrics actually was me and Imagine Dragons.
Oh, really?
So that's pretty cool.
Oh,
Play
that's
with
awesome.
them for super cool guys, and they, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but they can play anything. They're incredible musicians.
Yeah.
Man.
Don't be afraid to go ahead and bend real far.
Oh yeah, here we go.
So you just gotta go for it.
Easy.
Yep.
Right off. Super.
If you bend real far down, then when you bend up, usually it'll break right off.
That's 2 seconds.
Got it?
Done. So should I get this side too?
You can, yeah. That'll be helpful probably.
Okay, cool.
It's a little extra tab there.
Did you ever drink tab?
So then I also know this is like one of my favorite parts of your story. Kind of, it's a kind of a weird Christian story. Is you ended up go to the right side here. So you ended up playing on a cruise ship for a while.
That was right after Berkeley College of Music.
really?
I played on a cruise ship for a year basically. So
And-
I did
and what-
Alaska, and then I did Central America.
And how what was the experience?
Wild. The cruise ship was wild. My cruise ship director was, I think he had to pay off a gambling debt. I think he played with like Phil Collins. He's incredible, man. Incredible keyboard player. But he was like, it was, Whiplash, the movie?
Yeah.
That was basically what I was going through on the cruise ship.
Bend it straight up.
He basically said,
There you go.
it's really, yay!
There you go.
Got it. So he basically, this guy grilled me. He made me a way better player.
Oh, really?
So Ryan's way better at this. He has
that's fine.
experience.
I mean,
It's
I've
my
been doing
first
it.
time doing it. It's actually super easy. I wish I was just afraid to go that.
No, you just have to not sort of be afraid of it and just dig into it.
That's so much easier.
Yeah.
Look at this.
You just kind of go for it and dig in.
Oh, man. Digger.
Perfect. Go Garrett's band first and then my band. Okay, this is cool. This is the first time I'm hooking up a Rubberneck onto the aux system,
So
and
this
look,
is-
and the tabs line up great.
So this is pretty cool too, because the Rubberneck is this the first kind of hybrid analog pedal that you've?
With the aux, yeah.
Yeah, that's
this
awesome.
is kind of sick. Look at that. Works great. The plate lines up awesome. That's cool. That's good news. Well, let's
do
get
it
a
like that.
cable here and see. I think,
Okay.
so I did measure this ahead of time, and the 7-inch cable that we offer is going to probably work the best.
Okay. Wow.
So that's a nice little fit there for
Killer.
the 7-inch cable. Let's just see how this all slides in here together.
Oh yeah. That's awesome.
So
It's
you
gonna make
good
sense.
with this layout
Yes,
then?
yes,
All right, so let's do some
definitely.
Velcro. So tell me about, when we do the Velcro, tell me about some of your bands that you've played in over the years.
Okay, so after the cruise ship, I got home. I played in this band called
So first.
Boy Meets Machine, which was like a pop punk with a progressive element. There was a song that was on MySpace that got massive and got all these views and was played on the local Atlanta radio station, because that's where the singer was based there.
Okay.
And that got a lot of traction, so we ended up record showcasing for Grand Hustle, which was T.I.'s record label. We got flown down there and did it, and then this was at the dawn of the the internet thing, so internet bands weren't really a thing at that point. So they're like, how this isn't gonna work. So we never ended up getting the deal. I ended up playing at that time too for this metal band called Dark Empire, which is signed to Nightmare Records. We open up for Nile at BB King's, and we but again that band imploded, but it was an incredible band. Okay,
what am I doing here? Like this, like that?
Yeah,
You
that's
want it
good.
in line with the other switches?
Yes.
Is that cool?
Perfect.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. I guess that's pretty good, right?
Yep.
That should work.
And then when that imploded, I started circuitry with the drummer who was filling in, who was Matt
Yep, I know Matt.
Guglielmo, who helped us on the
On the Rubberneck video.
on the Rubberneck video, who is now playing with Acacia Strain and End.
And you also have, I think one of my favorite things you guys did together was the video that I shot for you.
Sightharvest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sightharvest.
music for video games, but then it ended up materializing into Sightharvest, which was basically every song was a level of a video game that progressed in intensity. So then we recruited Ryan to basically shoot a video. We played the entire second EP live.
Yeah. Which is awesome.
It was
because you actually played it. Like
Yeah,
it wasn't like an overdubbed thing.
No,
it was like an
super
actual.
cool.
You okay? I'm doing this. I'm just splitting the Velcro. I don't like a ton of Velcro, but
I'm just gonna split
you're
it.
doing the whole thing. But.
Nah, I'm just gonna go right here. Then I played in a fusion band called Surreal Measures too. That got killed by the pandemic.
Oh, yep. I was in a similar situation.
Now I play guitar for Jesse Kinch, who won Rising Star in 2018 with Brad Paisley and Kesha. He's got an incredible voice, kind of like an old school rock type sound, but super versatile, can sing whatever.
And then you're also doing the
Savage Piano.
Savage Piano, which is a really cool project.
Killer dueling piano band that has like a whole band that plays pretty much, it's all requests, so I never know what song I'm going to play.
So you show up to a gig, lots of like parties, weddings, stuff like that.
Corporate events,
and the people will literally just call out a song, and you don't have charts or anything in front of you.
Never,
and you guys just play the song on the spot.
Yes, because once you start playing enough of these tunes, and their repertoire is ridiculous. They've been doing this for like the last 20 years, and you start to see a lot of patterns and progressions, and really understand harmony and music. It's been like killer for my ears. It's an ear gig.
All right, so let's get this lined up here.
Let's do that, because that's closer. Cool.
There you go.
Then I can put my banana phone here.
All right, let's get some. We got to run a cable for the HX Stomp here for the aux-U.
Okay.
All right, so we are gonna have to offset this a little bit just to make the cables work. Is that all right for you?
Yeah, it's fine.
I feel good.
Feels great.
All right, so we're gonna go into the HX Stomp from the output of this. We'll just wire it like this for now. We're not gonna do anything fancy here. And then this to this.
Easy.
And then we'll get some power running here.
Yep.
That's working. What do we got here? Where's the power on this one? Over here. On this here. And we don't have the right power supply for the HX Stomp right now, or the power cable, so we'll just use the main power supply.
Yep.
Okay.
We'll remedy that.
Okay, it looks like we're powered up. Let's see, yeah, that's working. Why don't we go ahead and plug your guitar in?
Okay.
And then we'll mess around with some of the settings in here, and we'll show how we're programming this stuff.
Okay, great.
All right. All right, so we got everything wired up. It's gonna work here. We got your guitar. We're ready to make some noise. Now the good thing about the Rubberneck is it just works when you plug an aux-U in. You don't actually have to do any programming.
It's not assignable.
Yeah, they predetermine what it's going to do.
Yes.
So on an aux switch like this, you've got your tip is going to be the Rubberneck
That's the Rubberneck
feature.
function. So it basically crystallizes it.
And the cool thing about actually, because this does that too if you press and hold it. But what we noticed is because this also activates or bypasses the preset, when you press and hold it, there's a delay. You can see the light changes like after I press it, whereas if you do it here,
it's immediate. It's immediate.
It actually grabs it right away.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you're not losing. You can actually play in time, and I'll demonstrate a passage.
Yeah, which
like
is
something around there.
And that's kind of a cool little added feature. And then the ring button it'll add the modulation in, right?
Right, so if we're right here. So now we have.
And you can see it changes the light here to show that it's got modulation. Cool. still
there
use
it is.
okay. So you can still use the Rubberneck feature while you have the modulation turned on. Okay.
Yeah, it
That's
makes
cool.
it even wilder.
That's nice. Cool. Sounds good. The delay sounds awesome.
Oh yeah.
Sounds good.
Killer delay. Very, very 3D.
And then, so then for the HX Stomp, as we mentioned earlier, you're just sort of starting to experiment with this. So what we did before we started filming, we sort of made a little patch here, just with 3 inserts here, or whatever. We have 3 effects. We got like a whammy effect, we got a vibrato, and then we put a EQ as a little boost here as well.
Right.
And then what we've been messing around with different ways to use the aux switch on the HX Stomp, and it's actually mind-blowing how many different things you can do with an aux switch on the HX Stomp. I know for those of you that have watched the tutorial video, I just showed you how to change like bank up, bank down, but it is actually pretty wild how many different things you can do on this. So what we found was, what we're gonna do is we're gonna set this up, this switch here, we're gonna set up so that it can actually act as your like expression pedal for the whammy. So it's gonna flex up. And then since we have our 3 presets here, or 3 effects in the preset, we're gonna put the tap tempo tuner button down here on the aux switch, which is super nice to have.
Cool.
So the way we do that, again, we're just gonna hit our 2 page buttons. Then we're gonna hit page right, we're gonna go into global settings. The first thing we have to do is go to the little person icon, and then we're going to scroll over with the page button until we see EXP foot switch tip. We're going to change this to foot switch 4, the first one, and we're going to change the second one to foot switch 5. So what that's saying is this aux input here, the tip is going to be acting as foot switch 4, and the ring is going to be acting as foot switch 5.
Awesome.
And then we can choose in the pedal what we do with those foot switches. So we're going to go over here. And what we're gonna do is on foot switch 4 here, we want this to be stomp 4, and we'll show why in a second. And we're still in our global settings, and now on foot switch 5 functions, we said we wanted this to be the tap tuner.
Exactly.
So then we can, let me remember how to do this. We'll just go to home. I think I could have done it an easier way. But anyway, now we're in the programming for this patch. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to controller assign, and now we want this whammy effect to be assigned to this switch, which is foot switch 4, which is actually already on. So now if we back out, we'll just go to home. So we turn on the effect. So if you're playing nothing's, oh, it's actually latching right now, which we don't want. So let's go back into the programming.
Okay.
Controller assign, and see it says latch here. So we actually want that to be moment. So we'll back out. Oops, I think I did the wrong thing. There we go. So now let's try it. And then we just have, and then we also have, you just have like a weird vibrato thing
What did I
happening
have?
here.
Let's see. So we're really just trying to match the Rubberneck to see how close it got, which is super awesome.
And then you added this little EQ boost here, just as a, well, should we do this?
Yeah, so here's the actual.
I think we just added like 3 dB gain, and I think we actually added a little bit of mid boost too.
Mid boost, 3 dB gain.
Yeah, and then the cool thing is now we have our whammy sort of like acting as an expression pedal here, and then we have this. Now if we press and hold it, it's our tuner.
So awesome.
And then if we had a delay effect, this would also be our tap tempo. So yeah, I would recommend anybody that has the HX Stomp,
unbelievable flexibility.
look at the manual, look at all the options you have, because you can do a lot of programming with an aux switch on this. So there you have it. We did it.
Did you?
Well, thank you so much for being the first.
This is gonna do.
It's cool,
wonders.
man. I think this is a killer board. I think it's like you can do a lot of stuff with this.
And again, the whole direct aspect of this
the HX Stomp.
Stomp, the fact that you have amp and cab simulation in there in case I have to go through.
Well, I mean, we didn't even fill up the in this
this
preset,
is nothing.
We can fill
I
up.
told you to change that to pitchy long stocking. It's just
I don't even
pitchy.
think it would fit on the screen.
I don't care.
Okay, I'm going to tell him to shut up now. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you have any other questions about the Aux U program, to learn more, head over to barn3.com/AuxYOU. And you could potentially come to our shop and we'll help you build a board. We'll give you some free pedals to get your board up and running. And then also we're looking for some specific pedals that we would like to test in our shop. So you might be able to mail us one of your pedals to borrow for about a week, and then we'll send it back to you with a free Aux U pedal attached. So head over to barn3.com/OXYOU. And then Christian, your website, if anybody wants to learn more about you, is
ChristianColabelli.com and Christian Colabelli on every social,
Instagram,
across socials.
Yeah, you can watch you shred on Instagram. So.
Shred on the gram.
All right, I love you, brother. Thanks so much for coming in.
Love you too.
Let's bring it in. That's very beautiful. Okay.